Good morning, everyone. Myself, Meghana. Today, I am going to give a technical seminar on millimeter wave mobile communication for 5G cellular under the guidance of Vinuta K. Introduction. Smartphones are everywhere. The rapid increase of mobile data growth and the use of smartphones are creating the challenges for wireless service providers to overcome a global bandwidth storage. Today's cellular providers are limited to a carrier frequency spectrum ranging between 700 MHz and 2.6 GHz. Each major wireless provider has approximately 200 MHz across all of the different cellular bands or spectrum available to them. There are legacy users with older inefficient cell phones as well as the customers with newer smartphones. This requires simultaneous management of multiple technologies in the same band limited spectrum. This means the base station design must service many different bands with different cell sites. When spectrum is finally licensed, incumbent users must be moved off the spectrum, causing further delays and increasing cost. Here, figure 1 shows the current 2G, 3G, 4G and LTE A spectrum and bandwidth allocations. As shown in the global cell spectrum, bandwidth allocation for a cellular technologies does not exceeded 780 MHz, where each major wireless provider has approximately 200 MHz across all of the different cellular bands of spectrum available to them. To support ever-growing consumer data rate demands and to tackle the exponential increase in the predicted traffic volumes, an efficient radio access technology combined with more spectrum availability is essential. Evolution of wireless cellular communication system. To date, 4 generations of cellular communication system have been adopted in the USA with each new mobile generation emerging every 10 years. In 1981, first generation analog FM cellular system. In 1991, second generation digital technology. In 2001, 3G. In 2011, 4G LTE-A. Here, a figure shows the evolution of wireless cellular communication system. Now, 1G technology. 1G refers to the first generation of wireless communication technology. These cellular networks were basic analog system designed for voice communication, deployed in 1980s. Its speed was 2.4 kilobytes per second. It allowed voice calls within the country. And here we go with the drawbacks for 1G technology. Drawbacks are poor voice quality, large phone size, poor handoff reliability. Now, 2G technology. 2G refers to second generation of wireless communication technology. It was launched in Finland in 1991 and included CDMA and GSM. 2G network used digital signals. Its speed was up to 64 kbps. And the features of 2G technologies are, it enables services such as SMS, MMS at low rate data, better quality and capacity. And the drawbacks of 2G technology are, now network coverage as digital signals were used, could not handle complex data link videos. Now, 3G technology. 3G refers to third generation of wireless communication technology. It was launched in early 2000s. Its speed is 125 kbps to 2 mbps. And the features of 3G technology are high-speed internet access, highly improved video and audio streaming capability by using technologies such as wideband code division multiple access, that is WCDMA, and high-speed packet access, that is HSPA. HSPA has been deployed in over 150 countries by more than 350 communication service providers on multiple frequencies, bands, and it is now the most expensively sold radio technology worldwide. 4G technology has a key technology in supporting high data rate in 4G system. Multiple input, multiple output is used. ability to operate in up to 40 megahertz radio channels with very high spectral efficiency, advanced multi-antenna transmission. LTE will increase the peak mobile data rates of the two systems with data rates exceeding 100 Mbps. To improve the existing LTE network, the wireless technology roadmap now extends to IMT Advanced with LTE Advanced to meet IMT Advanced requirements, which will be theoretically capable of peak throughput rates that exceeds 1 gigabyte per second. Now we go with 5G. What is 5G? As fifth generation is developed and implemented, the main differences compared to 4G will be the use of much greater spectrum allocation at untapped millimeter wave frequency bands. Highly directional beam forming antennas are both the mobile devices and the base stations. Longer battery life, lower outage probability, much higher bit rates in larger portions of the coverage area. 5G will move from copper cables to wave wireless connections, allowing rapid deployment and mesh-like connectivity with cooperation between base stations. Next, a millimeter wave solution for 5G cellular network. At some point around 2020, wireless network will face congestion as well as the need to implement new technologies. A wireless future where mobile data rates expand to the multi-gigabyte per second range. Studies suggest that wave frequencies could be used to augment the currently saturated 700 megahertz to 2.6 gigahertz radio spectrum bands for wireless communication. The combination of cost-effective CMOS technology that can now operate well into the millimeter wave frequency bands and high gain steerable antennas at the mobile and the base station strengthens the viability of millimeter wave wireless communications. Millimeter wave carrier frequencies allow for larger bandwidth allocations, which translate directly to higher data transfer rates. Millimeter wave frequency, due to the much smaller wavelength, many exploit polarization and new spectral processing techniques such as massive MIMO and adaptive beamforming. Cellular operators today, where the coverage distances of cell sites vary widely over the 3 octaves of frequency between 700 megahertz and 2.6 gigahertz. The wave spectrum will have spectral allocations that are relatively much closer together, making the propagation. Characteristics of different wave bands must more compatible and homogeneous. A common myth in the wireless engineering community is that the rain and atmosphere make wave spectrum useless for mobile communications. Now, wave cellular measurements understanding the channel. In the most urban environments such as New York City, in order to improve capability and service quality, the cellular architecture needs to support higher spatial reuse. Massive MIMO base stations and small cell access points are start promising approaches. Massive MIMO base stations allocate antenna arrays at existing macro base stations, which can accurately concentrate transmitted energy to the mobile users. Small cells offload traffic from base stations, which actually decrease the average distance between transmitters and users, resulting in lower propagation losses and higher data rates and energy efficiency. Understanding the radio channel is a fundamental requirement to develop future wave mobile systems. In order to create a statistical spatial channel model for a millimeter wave multipath channels, extensive measurements must be made in typical and worst case operating conditions and environments. Extensive propagation measurements was done in urban environments in New York City and suburban environments in Austin, Texas, in order to understand the millimeter wave channel. Here the diagram is a transmitter. of 28 gigahertz, which is measured in New York City. And here the receiver diagram. And the conclusion, consistent coverage can be achieved by having base stations with a cell radius of 200 meters. Path loss was larger in New York City than in Austin due to the nature of the denser urban environment. In New York City, reflection coefficients for outdoor materials were significantly high. Penetration losses were larger for outdoor materials. Multi-path delay spread is found to be much larger in New York City than in Austin due to the highly reflective nature of the dense urban environment. There is a little change in received power and impulse response when high directional antennas and 400 MCPS signals are used. Thus, statistically, channel models for urban environment are developed and are highly valuable for the development of 5G cellular communications at wave bands in the coming decade. And these are the references. Thank you.